Okay, I am live. Um, I hope that there are not issues getting on here for you guys. Let me double check and make sure that people aren't having trouble. Um, Nothing is happening. Is the link working for? I'm live now. Okay. Yes, the webinar. Okay, you guys should be able to. I will comment. Okay, so this broadcast will start with some weird little chatter at the beginning. As I was coming to sit up here, I felt like it was important to mention that I have a background in communications, and because of that, I usually kind of write a script. So if it looks like I'm reading something off of a script, I am, but it doesn't mean that it isn't heartfelt and isn't 100% genuine. And I really believe what I'm saying. It's just I like to stay on point because that's what we were taught to do in school. So we are talking today about team building. I did a webinar a little while back about sponsorship and what it means to be a sponsor and what things are required of you as a sponsor. If you have specific questions about, what you need to order in order to get your bonus check and that kind of thing, that the sponsorship webinar does answer some of those questions. We can touch on them a little bit here today, but for the most part, we are talking about team building. And in true LuLaRoe fashion, it's not going to be like, do this and you'll get 5 people. It's going to be really more aspirational and kind of more to the heart of the matter than just saying, put a Facebook ad out or something like that. So to start off, LuLaRoe, as you all know, is a really amazing business opportunity for those who are only interested in selling the clothing. You can make roughly 30 to 50% profit on each piece you sell, which is really incredible. And it's not where you sell something and then somebody cuts you a check in 30 days and says, okay, here's your 5%. You get your money within days of actually selling your item, which is awesome. When I started, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the business for sales. I wanted to, contribute enough to my family that I could make my car payment, which we needed to figure out how to cover. But I didn't really understand what was involved in building a team. My exposure to other direct sales companies had left me kind of wary of recruitment, where you needed to have this many people under you ordering this much a month in order to get this kind of a bonus, and in order to do, so everything was very strategic, and you were always looking to recruit people who had to continue to spend money. So I wasn't interested in building a team because I was afraid it was going to be like that. But what happened was that I started working my business, and as I became successful, people started to take notice of what I was doing, and they wanted to be involved. And as I became successful, I got more excited about the company, and I saw that it was a different opportunity, and I was enthusiastic about this amazing company, and I wanted to share with people. So we're not in a business that you should recruit for. We really are not. And you won't ever hear me tell you that you need to be building a team. However, we do want to share this opportunity that has the capability to really change people's lives. So when you experience the fun and the satisfaction and the freedom of owning your own LuLaRoe business, it is natural that you'd want to share this with people. So if you want to build a team or have people approaching you about the opportunity, there are some practices that will help you communicate more effectively with potential team members. And maybe I should turn the sound off so that I feel your pain. Yes, when you comment, I can see it. So if you have questions, go ahead and comment and I will answer them. I'm probably going to wait until the end to answer them, but I will answer them. Okay, so in LuLaRoe, you hear us talk a lot about your why. I have asked our team over and over and over again what your why is. Tell me your why. I want to know your why. So if you have not yet watched Simon Sinek's TED Talk called Start With Why, please do that after you finish this webinar. It is a really, really valuable educational resource for you, and it will help you understand our company a little bit better, I think. Why do you get out of bed in the morning? What is the thing that motivates you? What is the fire in your belly and your driving force? So I used to say that I got out of bed because my kids wouldn't let me sleep any longer. And while there's still a shred of truth to that, my why is definitely much bigger than the demands of my adorable, darling, tiny tyrants. Cynic famously says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So you can't think that LuLaRoe has become a billion-dollar company in the last 4 years simply because of the clothes. Our clothes are amazing. Our clothes are made differently than any other retailer out there. That is not a question. We have a remarkable product and it's awesome, but we are not going to be a billion-dollar company because of our clothes. We are growing at the rate we are growing because we are people on a mission. That excites me. That gives me chills. I think it's amazing. Not because of the commerce aspect of it, although that's nice, but because we are people on a mission. And I love seeing a huge group of people, predominantly women, going after something together. We are growing because women are experiencing something and shopping with us that they're not finding with major retailers. Not only are we delivering fashion forward, comfortable, unique clothing that is affordable, but we are delivering it with love and a desire to uplift and encourage and change the lives of our customers. This is who we are intrinsically. This is at the heart of our business. When I started 15 months ago, it was because I felt desperate and I needed to apply myself to something that drew out my personality and exercise skill muscles that had atrophied and I hadn't used in years. My why at the time was to enrich my life and to contribute to my family. My why now is very, very different. My why when I'm selling LuLaRoe, and this part I have some things that I want to make sure that I don't miss. My why when I'm selling LuLaRoe is to let women know how beautiful and valuable they are. Not because they put on a great dress, although that will help them see it and realize it. And you'll have women who probably have been under a gray cloud for months, even years, who will come into a pop-up and try something on and feel beautiful for the first time in a very long time. And will be encouraged by the other women that they're around that, oh my goodness, you look so pretty in that dress. And that's changing someone's life. And sorry, I can't not do it. So not because they're putting on a great dress, although that will help them see that and realize that in a new way, but because they are literally 1 in 400 trillion. And it's funny because I was fact checking that number, the 400 trillion number, and I went and found an article that I'll post in our team page. And that number doesn't even begin to identify the statistical probability of you actually being on this earth at this time as you. You are more than 1 in 400 trillion. And if you come away with nothing from this webinar today, know that. Know how unique and special and amazing you are. You are 1 in 400 trillion. And it's like, my husband said the number, I called him because I'm like, what is 10 to the 2,685,000th power? What's that number? And he's like, Erin, that number is so big, it's basically 0. Which he's an engineer, so that makes basically 0 sense to me. But take that to heart. You are so wildly unique, it's unbelievable. Okay, so women are unique. They have special gifts and talents that no other person can give to this world. And when I sell LuLaRoe, it is my mission to make my customers at pop-ups online know that they matter and that they are that special. They are beautiful simply because they exist. They don't have to measure up to any insane standard that our society is putting out there on women. They are enough just as they are. And that's my LuLaRoe fashion consultant why. However, I have another why, and that's my leadership why. These days, honestly, what gets me out of bed in the morning is the dreams and aspirations of you guys, the people on my team. I think about the women on our team who are putting themselves on the line so that their husbands can come home from working in the oil field and being gone for 3 weeks at a time so that their husbands don't have to work at nights and weekends anymore. I think about the women who have found their voice and have found their niche in this business, and where they've been looking for years. And I'm one of them, where they've been looking for years for the thing that spoke to them and the thing that they love to do and the thing that they're passionate about. And here with LuLaRoe, they have found their thing. I think about the women and the moms who want to quit their jobs so that they can spend precious time with their little ones. I think of each of you who want to spread the culture throughout our neighborhoods and cities, who want to be a part of a movement that really does have the potential to change the entire world. So I get out of bed in the morning and wonder how I can be of service to you. And that's my new why. That's why I do what I do. That's why I do LuLaRoe. I don't do it for the paycheck. I don't do it to make myself famous, which, I mean, that's not going to happen. But I do it for the people who are also joining in and who need help and who need to be supported and need to be encouraged and need to be steered. And that's my why. So when you know your why and your actions are reflecting the convictions of that why and the purpose behind your behavior, you are inevitably going to draw like-minded people into what you're doing. When you become a sponsor, you need to think really long and hard about your leadership why, and ask yourself what would make someone follow you. Are you a person who is really exemplifying the culture and you want to draw people into the good that this company is doing and is going to do for the world? Think about that and know why you're sharing the opportunity. That's extremely important. If you're only building a team to make money, chances are people are going to realize that pretty quickly and sense that, and then maybe not even choose to sign up with you, to have you as their sponsor. People are going to want to be sponsored by a person who cares about their success and who is available to help them achieve their dreams. When it all comes down to it, you need to be a sponsor who is as worried about the success of the people on your team as you are about yourself. That's a warning. So please be that kind of sponsor. I know all of you are. Please know that you're not responsible for the sales of the people on your team, but you are their backbone, and you are going to you're going to cheer them on in hard times. You are going to cheer them on with great successes, and you're going to hear hard stories, and you're going to hear wonderful triumphs. And it's your job to walk with the people you sponsor through that. So as kind of a side note, my baby sister is waiting for her onboarding call, and it's like any day now. And if you think that I'm letting her take this kind of a risk because I'm going to make 5% off of her orders, then you're barking up the wrong tree. I honestly believe in this company's ability to change her life, and I can't wait to see that happen. And that's why I'm excited for her to start LuLaRoe, because I think this could be something different for her. She's been stuck behind a desk and doing jobs that she's hated for most of her adult life, and she needs something different. And that's why she's jumping in, and that's why I'm supporting her in jumping in. So please do think about why you want to build a team. It is very important. But so the kind of brass tacks, if you want to build a team, a great place to start is with your customers. Go figure. So you want to share your why and do it frequently. That doesn't mean that you need to do the breathy, tearful Grey's Anatomy version that's like, like I'm doing right now. It doesn't have to be like that. You can post a picture on a Tuesday morning of you at the splash pad with your little kids instead of an office working on building somebody else's dream. You're there with your children, and they're your why. You can say that you're at a car dealership and you're going to be able to get new tires on your car without having to put it on a credit card and go into debt because you have disposable income thanks to LuLaRoe. You can simply tell your story and let people know the positive things that you've experienced as a result of being a fashion consultant. That is the most realistic way to let people know about this business opportunity. I joined LuLaRoe in May of 2015. Since then, I have done and this has happened for me. And it can be the very practical, like I make this much money a month, or it can be I have met women from around the country who are now they're my soul sisters. They're people I love. They have increased the value of my day-to-day existence just by having their friendship. And I know that they're out there. There's a lot of stuff that you can tell people that would let them know why you would want to be involved in LuLaRoe and why they might want to be involved in LuLaRoe. It is important to know, where our clothing is made. That was a big deal to me when I started, is that we were all American made, or made in China in factories that were being run ethically and they weren't going to collapse. And it's important to me that our clothing is made in such a way that people are not going to be hurt in the process. It's a big deal. And that's important. It was a big deal to me, and people might ask you questions about that. It's important to know the history of the company and know who Deanne is and how she started the company. It's important to know what the onboarding package is and the cost, and all of that's great information. Those are really good facts to have, and they're really great to be able to share. But ultimately, what people are going to want to know is, how is this going to benefit my life? When you share an email, let them know how much money you made last month. Let them know approximately what sort of return they can expect on their investment, and let them know the things that have been a happy surprise to you while you've been building your business. Just a very practical note, you need to have an email that you can copy and paste and customize. You need to customize it to send to the people who express interest in the business. People will, you can spot a form letter a mile away. So try to say something, even if you say, "Hey, Amy, thank you so much for contacting me. I love it that Gia sent you my way. I would love to help you out as you jump onto this LuLaRoe journey. Here's some of the stuff that we talked about on the phone today. This is the standard email that I send out to everybody. Just let me know if you want to when you want to schedule a follow-up phone call, and we'll make sure that happens soon. I'd love to have you on my team." Customize your email. That was, just off the cuff from real life experience. So you want to, in your email, you should have your story, some of your successes, and some very practical numbers. Let them know the cost of the package and tell them that they need to budget for other startup costs. I get asked all the time, now, does that include the cost of my racks, or does that include the cost of hangers? Like, no, when you were getting your onboarding package, you were just getting your clothing, as most of you already know. Let them know that once they send in their paperwork, they will be waiting in the queue and will have time to get their financials figured out. Let them know that they can sign up for the Q Club, and they should be a part of the Q Club calls, and that they have an opportunity for like an onboarding lottery on Mondays when they're on that call. Let them know, I always include our policies and procedures and our ethics and etiquette, the partnership matrix, obviously the current onboarding package, and then also the consultant agreement. I want everyone to have a really good understanding from the get-go of what LuLaRoe is about, what things are expected of them, what you can expect of the company, which is exactly what the partnership role matrix lines out very, very neatly. And most of all, to know our culture, to know that to know our mission statement. If our mission statement isn't somewhere in your package at this point, please add it, because it's so powerful, and it is so central to who we are and what we're doing. You can explain that by clicking your link, which you're going to include in the email, they will activate an Audrey account. And that Audrey account does not mean that they are in the queue. They need to fill out the first and last page of the consultant agreement and send that to onboarding@lularoe.com with a voided check. That's what gets you into the queue. That's the only thing that actually puts your name on the big list. Once you've done all that, you're welcome to invite them into our Facebook group, Live a Colorful Life. So they can see the resources and the materials. They can watch the webinars. They can start thinking about their business card and look at, see what people are saying about online parties and what they did at pop-ups. And it's a great place to learn stuff, guys. And more and more, we're going to try to make sure that that's what's actually happening there. So we talked about having team members join you from your customer base already. And further to that, I have a checkbox on my Google form. So anybody who checks out with me online can say, yes, I'd love some more information. And our little checkbox says, we promise not to bug you. We'll just send you a little bit of info. And we don't bug anybody. If I don't hear back from someone, I will send a follow-up email. If I don't hear back from the follow-up email, I leave them alone. It may be that someone will come back to me in another 3 weeks and say, okay, I thought about it and I saved up the money and now I want to go. Okay, that's great. But if you hound somebody, that's not going to be attractive. They're not going to want to join your team because you just kept bugging them with emails every other day. So maybe a follow-up email on the initial email that you send and then let it go. So because I have that on the checkbox or in the Google form, a little checkbox in the Google form, I don't personally know everyone that may be interested in joining my team. So it is my non-negotiable, I think I'll say, that I have a phone call with everyone that is interested in my team. And this shouldn't just be a Q&A call. This should be a get to know you call. Ask some questions. Just say, so where are you from? Tell me about your family. Do you have kids? Are you married? What do you do for work? What did you do for work before? Get information about them. Find out. It's funny because I talked to somebody who's been on my team for a little while the other day, and I found out that she went to college at my parents' college, not just that they met at and graduated from, but also where my dad taught when I was a kid. So I was like, oh my goodness, how did we miss this piece of information? I'm sorry. That is crazy, and that is a very small world because this is a very big country. So that was super fun to find out. But get to know the people that are interested in joining your team. Yes, you're going to want to talk the details. Yes, you're going to want to talk the numbers, and yes, you're going to want to help them strategize. But that stuff will come down the road. You first of all want to know if they are a fit for your team. That's vitally important. If you get someone who you're going to end up being frenemies with, that's not going to help either of you succeed. That's not what you're looking for. So I strongly, strongly urge you to have a very long phone conversation. I mean, I think usually my phone conversations are about an hour when I'm interviewing someone. I've never said that before. I've never said interviewing, but when I'm talking to someone about joining my team, I usually spend at least an hour on the phone with them. Let's see. To that point, there are intangibles in life. And certainly one phone call is not going to weed out all of the idiosyncrasies of every single person. But if you take your time and talk to someone and ask questions, you should be able to identify red flags that would suggest the person might not be the right fit for your team. So if you're talking to somebody about joining the opportunity and joining the movement, make sure you talk to them. Make sure you have some interaction with them so that you know that they're going to be a good fit for you and our team. I also bring a cute little sign up, join the movement picture that's framed to my pop-ups so that people feel like they are free to ask questions. You should be wary of ever making up someone's mind for them, if that makes sense. I mean, you shouldn't just go, oh, well, she would never be interested in this because, or she, I don't think she would like this because. Make sure you give people an opportunity to make up their own minds. And an easy, non-threatening way to do that is to have a framed picture of, that says join the movement, ask me about the LuLaRoe business opportunity or something. There are assets in the back office that you can draw from to use for that very purpose. Okay, the leadership bonus plan. I posted that on our team page yesterday, kind of in lead up to this call. The highlights are, if you sponsor someone and they are a direct sponsoree of you, you will get 5% on everything that they order. In order to get that bonus check, you need to order 175 pieces a month. And why? Why do you need to order 175 pieces? How well are you going to be training someone if you don't know how to sell? How are you going to be able to help them navigate hiccups and bumps in the road if you are not actually out there doing the work as well. I love that LuLaRoe has kind of safeguarded us from just being empire builders where we've got these huge, massive, fat teams, and we're not actually doing the business. You can't do that. That's not an option. So that's why you have to order 175 pieces a month if you are going to sponsor someone and get your override check. If you are a trainer, you need to also order 175 pieces a month. A trainer is a person who has 10 people under them, at least 3 direct. And that team, in order for the trainer to be eligible for the point in the leadership pool, which is approximately $500 to $550 a month, that team has to order a total of 1,750 pieces. So just keep that in mind as you come into being a trainer. Now, we are not, oh, hey, look who joined me. It's Elsa. We are not, I think that there have been a handful of occasions where I have called people and said, hey, can we talk about your ordering? And I'm not calling you to talk about your ordering because I'm worried. Sweetie, could you please be respectful? Thank you. I'm not worried about my check. I'm thinking that if you don't have anything to sell, then you're not going to have any sales. So if you want to make this work for you, you need to be ordering. And I think that point is pretty clear for most everyone at this point. I'm not hounding you to order so that I can get a better check. I called someone or texted someone last month and said, hey, you're 8 pieces away from your bonus check. And if you don't order those 8 pieces, then you're essentially giving up $500, which, this is Tirza. She's my daughter. She's a case. Okay. So if you're close to ordering the 175 pieces a month, then you're really distracting, and I would really appreciate it if you would go back to what you were doing. Please and thank you. Or we can just start ticking. I know, scary points, lady. Okay. Thank you. See you in a few minutes. So sorry. Sleepy is on the door, so that means do not disturb. So if you are close to ordering the 175 pieces and you had someone on board this month, then by all means, place another 33-piece order so that you can get that bonus, especially in months that you have someone onboarding. I understand if there's like, oh, well, my folks only ordered, 50, 60 pieces this month. I don't think that the bonus check is worth what I'm going to be paying out. That's fine. Just keep an eye on where you are in terms of how close you are to the bonus and to the leadership numbers, and make sure that you think about that wisely. Sometimes I will even look at it as in terms of like, oh, if I order 33 more pieces, which is going to cost me X amount of dollars, and I'm getting a check for 700, I almost have a free order, or I get 50% off my order, and then you get to sell that stuff and make money off of it. So I would go and look at the graphics that are in on the team page, and kind of go over those and see if you have any questions about the leadership structure or how you do make money on that. I think that was everything that I had as far as team building. I know that somebody on our team has had a lot of success. It's Kayla. I'll just tell you, it's Kayla. It has had a lot of success having her team built through Periscope, which is that I can't speak to that because I did my first Periscope this week. But that's another way that you're reaching out to people, and people are getting to know Kayla over the internet through her broadcasts, and finding her and going, that's a person I want to follow into LuLaRoe. So keep in mind that is also an option. The more you are involved with people, the more that you're selling, the more that you are successful in your sales, the more likely people are going to follow you into the business. I think I had cruise qualified for 2 months before I had my first person sign up under me. I still sell every single month. You guys will see me slinging. I don't stop. That's not, I got into this for the sales. My focus is shifting because it needs to, because I know that I need to be a support person more than I need to be a salesperson right now, but I will continue to sell, and I'll still be in the trenches with you, working alongside you. I have the solid colored leggings. I have, you know, I have the experiences that you have. So please trust that I am working alongside you, and I've been doing it for 15 months. So you can trust me, and you can share with me, and I can hear the hard things that you have to say. That's not a problem. Don't be afraid of that. But do know that I am going to say, okay, that was hard. Now what? So, okay. Now I'm off script. See what happens when I go off script. That is sort of my team building webinar. Please feel free to ask me questions. I'll post this link. So if you're watching after the live broadcast, if anybody has any questions, I don't see any. Okay. I really, really do love you guys, and you are why I get out of bed in the morning and I do this. So please reach out to me if you need anything. If you need my phone number, let me know on Facebook and we can talk. And I love you. I'm here for you, and make today awesome. Talk to you soon. Bye.